Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Thursday and we've got something to talk about, so let's jump right into it. Okay, so first off, happy 4th of July to everyone. I hope you are being safe out there. And what better way to talk about a topic on the 4th of July than to talk about an American icon character like Superman. And we're going to be talking a little bit about the movie Superman and some of the character outfits that have been seen, because we now have our first look at a few of these character outfits and they don't look anything like they're supposed to look, and that has a lot of people worried. But I don't think it's that big of a deal because I can see exactly what they're trying to do here, at least in theory. So this is what I think is going on with their outfits. I've heard a lot of people criticizing the way that characters look in this movie. Now, of course, Superman's outfit to me looks absolutely amazing, and I think a lot of people can agree that this is very much a throwback to the Christopher Reeve Superman. Not to mention the classic Superman from the comic books. Sure, they have upgraded his logo, but that is to be expected. Every new Superman logo is very much like a new Batman logo in the movies. If they didn't update it and give it its own flavor and its own vibe, it really wouldn't feel like you're watching someone's vision of this comic book icon. So I don't have a problem with almost any logo they give Superman for that very reason. Because sure, I have my favorite Batman logo that's ever been on screen, and I do have my favorite Superman logo that's been on screen. So when I look at those things like that, that doesn't bother me immensely. Now, the problem is that a lot of people have said that the outfits on the screen of the other superheroes look terrible. Well, here's the thing. It has previously been reported that this movie could, in fact, be taking a different approach to how the superheroes are viewed by the public. This is something I've heard before, and we kind of touched a little bit on it. But what exactly is this change? Well, the change is that Maxwell Lord is apparently the sponsor of the team of superheroes that is in this movie. And since they sort of have a corporate sponsor type of deal, they've sort of grown a little bit lax in what they do. They've kind of decided that they could get away with a few things they shouldn't be able to get away with, maybe. I don't think they're going to go quite that far, though. I don't think we're looking at the DC version of The Boys. But I do think it is saying that they are sponsored by Maxwell Lord. And that's kind of cool, because now you have a group of superheroes sponsored by one of the characters that is so kind of in the background of DC Comics and has sort of run things in the past at DC Comics as well. And he's got his own superhero team. Now, the team should be Justice League International. However, it doesn't really hint that this is Justice League International, although it could be. The Maxwell Lord logo that they have actually looks like it has a J and an L, so it looks like it's Justice League International. But they do have the Maxwell Lord Industries on their outfits instead of their actual character logos. And their character logos are kind of pushed to the side, like Green Lantern's is on his belt and, you know, on the side of his outfit, kind of. And Hawkgirl's is kind of the same. And then you have this whole concept of them being sponsored by him. So what does it mean? This newer group, the Terrifics, really does kind of take a big part in comics currently. They are one of the newer comic book groups. So bringing them into the DCU right away is kind of not a bad thing. And the outfits kind of look like they are copies of Mr. Terrific's outfit rather than their traditional outfits you see these characters in. Now, I think this is going to play a big part in the movie because, like I said, I think that this is kind of them being sponsored. And Superman isn't sponsored by anybody, and Superman's kind of the hero everybody is going to be kind of hesitant about in the movie, maybe a little bit. But then as the movie progresses, they're going to kind of start to look at Superman in a whole new light. And I think we are going to get a breakup of this team, or a more individual type of vibe to the team afterwards, where they will have their traditional outfits by the end of this movie. I think that's something we're going to be looking at in this movie. Not necessarily Superman's outfit changing, but the other superheroes around him who are corporate sponsored to kind of take their individuality back, to kind of become who they are meant to be. I don't think that they're going to do away with the team of the Terrifics or this idea that the Justice League International actually exists. I think that what we're looking at here instead is a concept where we're going to get to see these characters play out in a unique way. Now, there is a blue screen guy that you see in the pictures, and this blue screen guy is probably Metamorpho. Now, I say this because he is going to be a hard character to do on screen. And I remember when they actually announced him, I was a little concerned about how they were going to make this guy work on screen. Because sure, you can hire a bald actor to play him, and you can put makeup on him and make him really, stand out. But that makeup would crack. That makeup would sort of melt away. They were going to have to do some CGI to kind of make that makeup last a while on that character. If you have a character whose entire body is painted in makeup, that kind of leaves a little bit of a problem. Now, it's been done in movies before, and it's been done quite well. However, in order to do a character like this, where it's sort of split down the middle, you got to make sure that you can make this last throughout the whole movie. So it doesn't surprise me that we see this blue screen guy, and this is probably Metamorpho, and so we're seeing him in the scene with these other characters. I think that this movie is going to very much focus on Superman, despite the facts that we're hearing otherwise. Some of these people on YouTube like to tell you this is not going to be a Superman movie and that James Gunn is not taking it seriously. I think he's taking it very seriously and making sure that we know that Superman is the hero everybody needs to strive to be. Because when you look at it from that point of view, it is obvious what they're doing here. It is obvious that they are going to be making Superman exactly everything he needs to be. Now, of course, we do know that they have that strange figure in the movie that sort of looks like an Ultraman outfit, only with this mask and everything else. And the concept is that that is probably going to end up being a version of Superman, a clone of Superman created by Lex Luthor. I don't think that Maxwell Lord is necessarily going to be a bad guy in this movie, but we don't really know that for sure. He could in fact be a secondary bad guy in the movie who's manipulating these superheroes. Maxwell Lord in the comic books is a little bit gray. He's a little bit of more gray in terms of, is he a good guy or is he a bad guy? In some versions, he comes across as completely horrible. In other versions, he doesn't come across as horrible as normal. He's one of those people who's kind of rich and knows it, and that's what he deems is necessary to be in order to do the things he wants to do. And I think that's important to realize, is that Maxwell Lord himself may be getting manipulated by Lex Luthor too. Although I don't think that's the case, I think that Maxwell Lord is kind of going to play a part in the movie in a roundabout way. This is his team, and they will get their individuality by the end of it. I do think they're going to call the team the Terrifics based on the outfits being very much Mr. Terrific's outfit. But I am looking absolutely forward to this movie. I wanted to kind of break this down, give you the look at their outfits, and kind of tell you what I think about them. So that's kind of what this video is about. But I do want to know what you guys think about this situation. Do you guys think that this is going to be a version of the Terrifics? And if so, do you think they should have stuck with the original Terrifics lineup? Do you think we needed to have Plastic Man? Me personally, I would love to have Plastic Man in a movie, and I do hope James Gunn has plans to bring Plastic Man into the DCU. And do you think that this new team of the Terrifics will become as popular as, say, the Guardians of the Galaxy, where we got a change in the comic books to reflect the movie version of the Guardians? Because that's been known to happen in the comics several times over. A version of a movie character becomes more popular than the actual lineup of the group, and they make that happen in the comics as well. Also, do you think that this concept of a Superman film with a corporate sponsorship with the other superheroes is going to prove to be a good thing or a bad thing? Do you see Superman being the one that everybody kind of rallies around in the end? Because honestly, this looks like and feels like, from everything we've seen of Superman himself, to be very much the Superman we've always wanted on screen since the days of Christopher Reeve. And I'm kind of curious to see how the other superheroes in the movie reflect that and kind of go against that. As always, we want to know what you guys think. Make sure you leave us that comment in the comment box below. Make sure you're sharing this video with all of your friends because they're going to want to be a part of this conversation as well. Don't forget to hit that like button. It's free, it helps the channel, and we really do appreciate it. Miko says we need more subscribers, and you don't want to disappoint Miko, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell while you're down there so you don't miss a single video we do. Then friends, at the end of the day, I know it, you know it, and Miko knows it. Fandom is family.